Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome. And also, I'm grateful to Media Exprime for this wonderful organization and for giving us a chance to be part of it. And I hope this will be the beginning of a long-going organizations about earthquake or any other CAT event in our region for the coming years, and hopefully with NTT data. I want to start with the motto sentence which is used on the web page of TCIP, which is the earthquake will pass and the life will go on. So all the efforts that we are making here are actually to make the life of the remaining people sustainable. And especially in countries like ourselves, where religion is quite strongly active in the life of the people, you can imagine how hard this was for us to convince people to buy such a cover after such a huge event like earthquake. And when we have suffered the big earthquake in '99, nobody knows what to do, actually. And even though there were always talks, because I'm in this business since '91, so it has been a very long time, and thanks to Munich Re and other reinsurers, we have always been discussing the earthquake will come, but it was kind of a story, and we were saying to ourselves that, yeah, earthquakes are happening, because we were facing like 3 or 4 magnitude earthquakes, and we were saying, okay, this is earthquake. When it hit us in '99, all of us were shocked, and right after that, the government have decided to accelerate the efforts to set up a pool. Normally, this microphone is, can I have the other one? Sorry.
You may have whichever you like.
I will not sing, so don't worry. And it's difficult to disappear, so my eye is open. Okay.
Don't change the
Sorry.
settings.
So in the year '99, right after the earthquake, the government has accelerated the efforts to set up this pool, and as usual, thanks to the assistance of the reinsurers, mainly Munich Re, Swiss Re, and the World Bank, the setup was ready. Now I will give you some figures about it. Of course, I'm not working in TCIP, but I have this information with their permission. They have sent me their presentation to share it with various professionals around our country, so that everybody will have an idea about what's going on. So this presentation is the original presentation of TCIP, and I'm using it with their permission. As I was telling, the earthquake happened in '99, and as you see, there were 2 earthquakes in the 17th of August and 12th of November, and both of them were very strong. So this new normal, we have faced it 15 years ago, and the insured loss was around $80 million, but the economic loss was, of course, much, much higher, around $10 billion, because the earthquake has happened in the region, the Cresta region 1 and 3, which is Istanbul and Izmit. This was the worst case which could happen, and it happened, unfortunately. And from the governmental point of view, for the households, there was low penetration. So the industrial losses were covered mainly, but unfortunately, the households and medium size, they were not having policy. Almost most of them were having an expectation of recovering their losses from the government. So this was a burden on public budget. As a result, there was a decree law in compulsory earthquake insurance ban in the year 2000, and it has changed in year 2012. I will give you the differentiation. In year 2000, the decree law was only focusing on the earthquake and following perils. But in year 2012, they have added also the possibility of making pools for other not uninsurable, but difficult to reinsure covers, such as flood or other CAT related events. So now the pool, by this decree law change in year 2012, can also make other pools for other perils. It is not anymore limited to earthquake, but today I will only speak about earthquake. So the new catastrophe insurance law has a broader scheme. Before TCIP, things were very reactive, and there were no funds in the immediate need. So when people, they had their losses, they have turned their heads to the government, and they have started to say the government should protect us. But the problem in Turkey is that there is very limited belief, or let's say there was very limited belief in the things done by the government. So when government first initiated this insurance, many people reacted by saying that, this is new way of taxation. So they were more happy when something happens and the government pays. They were not happy to buy beforehand any solution, even organized by the government, because unfortunately in our region, and looking to the past of the insurance market in our country, we have faced negative performances, especially in life insurance, which has given a huge damage on the perception of the public for the non-life insurance as well. So at the beginning, there were lots of reactions and nobody wanted to buy these policies. At that time, I was a deputy general manager in AXA and in charge of underwriting, and I was actively in the debates and the discussions, and we were saying that this new policy should be made something as an additional peril to the household policy. So the people who are having their household policies will buy it immediately as an additional peril. But the government said no, and they made it a separate cover, which needs to be sold separately with a very, very limited commission level. And considering the country's realities that this is an agent-driven market, nobody was interested to sell this policy. And this was compulsory with lots of operations at that time. So at the beginning, this was not a good setup, and there were no obligations at the level of public institutions such as electricity, water, etc., and also the title offices. The beginning was not really well planned, let's say. But with this, at the beginning, as I told, this was the Turkish government, the World Bank, European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, but we should here mention the real efforts of the big, large reinsurers, mainly Munich Re and Swiss Re at that time, and international brokers also. They worked a lot to make up something reasonable. This pool is managed by tenders for 5 years, and it has been managed by UCAROGLU insurance company for last 5 years, but for next 5 years also they won the tender. At the beginning, this was also a discussion because a competitor is running the system. The beginning was with Milli Re, the national reinsurance company, for 5 years. Then they lost the tender. And for UCAROGLU, there were some reactions from the insurance market by the idea that they will steal the information. So you can imagine that in our country, people are hesitant a lot. But in time, they get used to it, and now there is no more discussion whether this should be run by a private company or by the government. Everybody is happy with the services that UCAROGLU is giving. And UCAROGLU insurance company, they have a separate company in themselves, this TCIP management company, and they totally keep everything separate and under the confidentiality of this company. And in the management board, there is the government representative and the representative of the pool. Yeah, the board of directors, you see, this is the management of the company. UCAROGLU has, of course, a large responsibility. The treasury is very active, and treasury has a special department for TCIP with a director there, and they are constantly trying to develop and promote the system. And as you see, the system works in three legs, let's say, the insurer and reinsurer, the authorities, and the householders, the policy owners. And This insurance, I will give you the details, is very easy to sell, actually. Everything is done. Romeo, will you warn me with the time?
Yes, but not now.
I'm also hesitant. I'm afraid of Alexandra. Okay, so this is very easy to sell. People can have access from their bank or from their agencies, or even directly. The calculation is also very easy. There is actually there are three main questions which is asked: the sum insured, the type of the construction, and the region, or the cresta region of the building. And we have made it very basic so that people will understand and will be easy access, as I said, from banks and agencies. And the three pricing factors are there. And the product is very easy to buy. The scope of cover is earthquake and fire, explosion, landslide, and tsunami following the earthquake. This is only building. There is no contents, there is no business interruption. And this is only households, plus the shops be at the entrance level of households, such as pharmacies, hairdressers, dry cleaners. So small shops are also included. Anything household and in the same building is included, and only building. The tariff asks you the earthquake zone, construction type, and square meter of the apartment, which is reflecting in the sum insured. Now, in Turkey, actually we have lots of high-rise apartments, so it's different than what you see in Europe, the two-story houses. We have lots of high-rise apartments which are in the city center, and at their entrance level you have lots of shops. And unfortunately, the construction quality is very important for this type of high-rise buildings. Now I want to give you some information about the performance. The annual premium is less than 40 euro, but 40 euro you should multiply it by almost 3, which is 120 Turkish lira. It's not too much, but it's okay. As you can consider the competition, and as Şinişer was saying, the market is always softening. So this is not an expensive amount, but this is reasonable, we can say. And the sum insured is 150,000 Turkish lira, which is 50,000 euro approximately, the maximum sum insured. The improved penetration, our friend from Menekse also mentioned the 41. You are more generous. We say 40%. So at the beginning, this was 4%, and in 15 years, we have moved to 40%. I will show you some pictures also. There has been very heavy marketing and very heavy social networking to increase this penetration. And as I say, the public awareness is almost 90%. This is, of course, coming from the some private companies' research, and it also they have been some awards, which I will mention later. And this is a release on the national budget because the claim payment capacity is 4.4 billion US dollar, which is huge. And I can say that in year end of 2015, Turkish pool will be one of the largest accumulations in Europe. I'm sure our reinsurers, they agree with me. Okay, 10 points for me. The operational cost is less than 3%, and this effective public-private partnership, it is very important. It has really become a role model, and TCIP is having invitations from everywhere in the world, from New Zealand to Japan to states everywhere, to come and to explain how this was successful. This is the penetration ratios. You will have the copy of this presentation, so you can check it from there. For the time being, we have 7.5 million policies, which we expect to reach 10 million policies in 2015. There is a high-tech investment. Really, the operational success is very important in that business, this robust platform they named themselves. And also they are developing the claims handling. Now the TCIP team is concentrating on two main issues. First is the public awareness and the penetration, and the second is the claims handling. I'm passing this. These are some comparisons and some lessons that we have taken from the Japan and from the New Zealand models. You will have it in the presentation. And now, how they have succeeded, how we have succeeded. The most important issue is that there is now lots of controls over the public institutions. If you rent a house to have electricity or to have your water or to sell a house, you need to register, you need to buy your policy. And this the TCIP policy, compulsory policy, is closely detected by all the public offices. So even when you do a rental of a house, even the renting agents, they are asking you whether you have your policy. So people are really aware of the necessity. Right, this is the cat management platform. They use all type of supporters, and really they are working on it because, you know, the biggest problem will be not now, everything is okay for the timing, but after a claims, the communication and access to the site and allocating the claims adjusters, communication will be a burden. So this is very important to arrange everything. For that reason, they are using different cities also in the country. Yes, I'm passing this. Yeah. Now this is the final slide. The continuous communication and public relation. This was actually the hidden arm for this success. For example, in year 2011, TCIP as a company, government company, let's say, has won several awards: Social Media Award, Media Cat Out of Home Award, Crystal Apple Award, which is a marketing award actually. They give 7 awards in a year and they won 4 of it. So this shows how they have spent money on the communication and branding, because people can only understand it. They have made, maybe you see such trucks, they have made trains getting around the whole country for the schools, for the household women to come in to have a look. They had simulations of earthquakes, so they wanted people to understand and to really genuinely feel what will happen in an earthquake. And really the campaigns were really and very actively going on, and it has been successful. Of course, there is room to go, and nobody is happy with this situation, but comparatively, we say that really we have done a good job. And on their behalf, I'm also congratulating the government authorities for their consistency in developing this business. Thank you very much.